Buying a home is a big deal, and not just because it's the biggest purchase most people will make in their lives, but also because home ownership in the United States has long been seen as both a rite of passage and a great way to accumulate wealth.
It is the principal mechanism of wealth accumulation in
Yes.
this country.
But a 2015 Urban Institute study found that only 37% of millennials owned homes, 8% less than baby boomers and Gen Xers did at the same age. So why are young people buying homes at lower rates than their parents did? There are a lot of different factors, including price increases, student debt, stagnant wages, and a decrease in the construction of single-family homes. But home ownership isn't impossible. Here are some steps you can take to achieving the home ownership dream just like your parents did. Homes today are much more expensive than they were just a couple decades ago. Adjusted for inflation, the median price of a home in 1985 was just shy of $192,000. The median price in 2017? Over $323,000. That's a 68% increase, while median household income in that same time span increased just 19%. In that respect, previous generations had a leg up on millennials. But they were also generally paying much higher interest rates. Back in 1981, home loan interest rates peaked at almost 19%. So when homeowners were making their monthly mortgage payments, a large chunk wasn't going toward paying off their home, but rather toward giving lenders a handsome profit. Luckily, interest rates have dropped significantly since then. In 2018, the average rate was just over 4.5%. So while baby boomers were looking at a housing market with much cheaper price tags, they were also often paying double, triple, or even 4 times as much in interest rates than a prospective homeowner would today. Another thing working in your favor? The misconception about a down payment. Many believe a 20% down payment is standard, meaning if you want a $250,000 home, you'll need to hand over $50,000. That's a lot of money to have saved up. And while putting down 20% is often a good idea if you can afford it, a lot of people can't. Fortunately, there are special loan programs to knock down that 20% down payment requirement. Check your state's first-time buyer program. There, you'll be able to find options for little or even no down payment, as well as low interest rates. The Federal Housing Administration also gives out loans, known as FHA loans, that require as little as 3.5% down. If you have low to moderate income, less than stellar credit, and are interested in living in a rural area, you could qualify for a loan with the U.S. Department of Agriculture. USDA loans often require 0 down payment. Not to mention that if you are looking for a more affordable home, heading away from big cities is worth serious consideration. A 2018 Pew Research study found that 88% of millennials live in metropolitan areas. More people, more demand for housing, higher housing prices. If you're willing to live further away from the big city, you can find quality options that are much more in your price range. But if you're going to spend big money on a home, you need it to be in a location you're happy with. If the prices in your desired area aren't realistic for you at the moment, do what you can now to help you make that big purchase later. Set up a savings account with a direct deposit so you start putting money away every month without even thinking about it. Focus on paying off any debt and keep your credit in check. Your levels of debt and credit score are big factors when applying for a mortgage. Buying a home today comes with many challenges that baby boomers and Gen Xers didn't have to face. But challenging doesn't mean impossible. By seeing if you're eligible for low-interest, small down payment loans, considering more rural locations, and slowly paying off your debts, you may find that buying a home like your parents did is more realistic than you'd ever thought possible.